Hey, we are back once again with Death Unto Madness, your favorite Burning Wheel show about madness and or death. So we got Seth and Carly here tonight, and Alyssa should be joining us after not too long. But we're going to go ahead and get started here because Cyrillus and Avra have some stuff to do together. So we can just go ahead and start with that. Let's do beliefs and instincts, though. Cyrillus, you want to go ahead and read your bits off, and then we'll I'll read Avra's off because Carly does not currently have access to Roll20.
There it goes. Okay. So beliefs. Oh, I have been attacked by a dead man. I will research how this occurred. Ophelia's side is the way to survival. I will follow her lead. I've been given strange new abilities, and I will discover their true potential. I will increase my skill with enchanting. Instincts, always be armed. If someone I'm with refuses a drink, then I'll chide them about it. Always be suspicious of everyone. Then my traits, veneer of obedience, drunk, religious, competitive, speaker of the secret language, unlucky, disease, lame, iron stomach, sea legs, forked tongue.
Yeah, and you were on a quest to try to get rid of your disease trait, at least sort of. It kind of got sidetracked for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized though, Seth? The trait that you need to like drink the blood from the person that we actually know who's described by being hopelessly idealistic.
Yeah.
Is Caledon. And so Cyrillus might end up thinking that when
I don't gotta kill him.
Yeah, very true. I just
Yeah, just convince him somehow to let you drink his blood.
Sorry, I like died there for a
live?
second. Yeah, wow.
Okay.
Oh, man. Woo. My throat just freaked out. But yeah, so we'll have to see if that comes up. And then, but for now, Cyrillus, you do have a magic item that gives you the handsome trait. It'll make everyone really confused about...
Right, but I have to do like a whole ritual when I want to use it, right?
You do, yeah. I don't think I remember how long it lasted. Was it like the campaign?
I think it's like the current story arc. I guess.
Yeah, the adventure. Yeah, like the arc. Yeah, that makes sense.
The season? I don't know.
That sounds right. I don't think I wrote that down. I should have. So
okay.
Anyway, Avra, let's take a look at your stuff. You have, I believe my father was ill by someone else's doing. I will get answers. I believe marrying Caledon will give the city hope. I will convince him of this. And I believe Caledon will be a good king. I will find a way to support his cause under Ophelia's rule. Though I guess that's like a backup belief right now because you have a I believe 3 is the open slot that you could fill that in with. You were writing letters to Caledon. That's what it was.
Yeah, I haven't actually made any rolls for that. I don't think yet.
Yeah, we can do that this time.
That's what I was planning on doing.
Yeah. If I have a coughing fit, then I leave the room. Apparently, I don't have that instinct. My instinct would be if I have a coughing fit, I mute myself.
Yep.
I always have my falconry gloves on hand. If someone speaks ill of Caledon, I will speak well of him in contrast. And the traits, your grace, formalist, religious, competitive, careful, birdie talk, mark of privilege, and driven. Cool stuff. So yeah, when we last left off these two characters, Cyrillus had just been attacked by his undead cousin. And then Ophelia had to save his butt by stabbing him like a bajillion times. And Avra was on her way to come like chat with you and be like, "Hey, so Madness, you know about Madness." And then came across Hector as well, and there was a whole thing there. And I'm pretty sure that's where we left your characters, was like standing there looking at the body, the undead corpse of Hector. So,
I mean, I had another scene in the last one.
That's true.
Because I had the scene with Alyssa's character.
That's true.
But,
yeah, so I mean, either way, we can skip forward in time to Avra actually talking to Cyrillus, and asking about stuff. If that makes sense to you guys. You're muted, Seth.
We haven't interacted in game yet, have we?
I don't think so.
Huh. Okay. This is fun.
I don't think you've talked at all. So, I mean, I guess Cyrillus framed this for us because Avra was like coming to get you. So, is this like where are you meeting with Avra? Did you bring her back into your creepy, dank room, or
probably not?
Okay.
I guess I'm trying to think of what the building would look like and what there would be.
I mean, it's a palace, right? So like, there's plenty of just like empty rooms that don't get used for much except for particular occasions and stuff.
I probably want to raid wherever they keep the beer because of what the heck just happened. So
that makes sense.
We'd either be talking there or on the way there.
Yeah, let's imagine it's like you know what? Yeah, I feel like Cyrillus isn't necessarily one for propriety per se. So like, let's say you're in like the wine cellar or whatever there is here, and there's like a wooden table somewhere in there next to some of the casks, right? And you're helping yourself to like a cask of beer or wine or whatever it is. And Avra's like sitting probably primly on the one chair in this room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Avra, would you open up with like? I guess the only real question before we actually get into the conversation would be like, has Avra already told Cyrillus what she wants, or?
I don't remember exactly what I was coming to him about. I know it was related to my father and magic, but I don't remember.
I think it was basically along the lines of you were trying to figure out who possibly could have cursed your father. There's weird magic stuff happening. I think I know what it is. It was like, you know that magic has a lot to do with the gods in this setting, right? Like magic separated from deities' powers is kind of like an unheard of thing. So like, you're probably like, well, if Ophelia's not going to help me with straight, like, talking to the gods, then I guess Cyrillus, as, like, one of the weird cultists, priest people, could probably help here. Because I don't think you would want to... I think we talked about how you didn't really want to go to the actual fertility cult priestesses or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, Cyrillus would be the next person to talk to in that a cascading series of people that you could possibly get some information out of, because Cyrillus has doctrine, doesn't he?
I think so.
I feel like you do. No, you don't. You've been training in doctrine. Yeah, I guess the only skill you gained after being a cultist is enchanting. But you know, who knows? Maybe Cyrillus can help you, maybe he can't. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I feel like there was a way more specific thing that I was wanting to look into, and I should have written it down because now I can't remember it.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. Let me see if... See, I have my notes here. Yeah, I don't know if anything else really...
Like, was it something to do with the demons?
Possibly.
Because I know that I have one.
Right, yeah. It would really depend on, because, like, I imagine it would be something that Cyrillus would actually have some information on. So,
Mhm.
but really, Cyrillus' skills are basically just, like, fighting people, intimidating people, a couple things about ships, and then enchanting, right?
Yeah.
Caleb, can you message me the laptop password again?
Yes, I certainly can. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it is a good question. Like, what exactly could Cyrillus help with in this situation?
What was the original? I mean, I know I went to Ophelia first, and I think I was more broadly looking into, like, is this? I don't even remember, like, what the specific issue was there.
As far as I remember, it was,
went to her, and she was basically like,
well, the gods
dead
didn't tell me
don't want you to
anything.
know this.
Yeah.
And then she was like, okay, I'll just go through someone else then.
Yeah, I mean, either way, Cyrillus has connections to the demon stuff that's going on. And so at the very least, Cyrillus could do a drinking roll and go into some sort of weird trance and try to figure out something for you, right?
Do I know that he can do that, though?
You probably heard rumors.
Okay.
Yeah. How'd you broach that
I mean,
conversation?
she probably just broadly asked him if he can find out information in any way about, I don't think she would say that Ophelia had not found answers, but she'd probably say, I don't know. Gosh, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. I'm also trying to log into Roll20 at the same time.
Right. Yes, I mean, it would basically be along the lines of, like, hey, I know that you know about weird magic stuff. I know that and that you were loyal to my father, right? Because you probably at least heard that. So I'm trying to find out how my father died.
Yeah, for sure she'd use that as, like, whether or not he was, like, close to her father in proximity, like, often. She would be like, you were in my father's service, kind of a thing, and like, from what you know of the situation, can you find anything out for me that could have had anything to do with magic or someone specifically influencing his mind with outside sources or whatever?
Yeah, so Avra has just said that, and Cyrillus is, like, topping off his glass of whatever. Yeah, what would he say? You can always be like, roll. I'm not entirely convinced that that's a good idea. And we probably either way should, like, play out the conversation slightly more.
Yeah.
But if you ever,
I know that Ophelia doesn't want her doing this.
Only if Avra told you.
Okay. Because I feel like Cyrillus would be like, oh, I'm helping Avra. Ophelia wants what Avra wants.
Yeah.
Right.
So I would just help her.
That makes sense.
Okay. So trying to think, what would I know?
Yeah, I mean, about the madness of the king. I don't think.
Hold on, I gotta get my food.
Oh yeah, go ahead. The food has arrived. Yeah, thing is, Cyrillus doesn't really have a whole lot of actual, like, wises or anything like that. So any information he'd be getting would be like, I gotta go into a weird psychic trance.
Yeah. Well, I got Roll20 open, but now I can't get the specific game to open.
Weird.
Oh, there we go. It's just being slow.
Do you have any idea for your third belief there?
Not at the moment.
Trying to think of what. Oh, you should probably make a belief about Maya.
Yeah.
But I guess you don't know enough about Maya to like.
Yeah, I think that's the conclusion I had the last session is.
Well, maybe
she's
then
just not significant enough for me at the moment.
Maybe the belief should be. Oh yeah, I guess it's not significant. You could also be. I don't know who this person is. I will find out more about them.
Yeah, I just don't know if she would
care yet.
Like, based on the information she has, I don't think she would care enough to specifically try to look into her.
Yeah. Then, yeah, I mean, a good go-to for an extra belief is to just work on a skill, right? Is to look at the skills you have and be like, oh, I want to advance this, so I can make a belief about it. Well, if you're going to be writing letters, you're going to have to train the write skill.
Yeah, might as well do that.
That's an easy. Let's do some metagaming, right? Like, so I will be corresponding with Celadon while he is away. I will use this as an opportunity to brush up my penmanship. Cool.
Okay, sorry
No, you're
about
good.
that.
We figured out Avra's third belief while you're gone.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, so the thing with Cyrillus is that he doesn't have a lot of knowledge skills. And so you could make some sort of untrained, like noble-wise or court-wise or court gossip-wise or something like that, if you would like to have known something in the past, right? Like have picked up some piece of information. Otherwise, Cyrillus' really only way of getting information is through weird psychic trances and stuff. So, yeah, if you have any thoughts there. But keep in mind, you also have a corruption score, so you can always spend a persona point to substitute your corruption for a skill you don't have, if you'd like to. Yeah, just
I don't think I will do that. But
hey, you're only in a 3. You got
I
such a
probably
ways to
will
go.
do the trance.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, I'll be honest, Avra, I don't know a lot. I know.
Just flat out, I don't know anything.
There's some demons. Like, I have a demon. I don't know if you know about the demons, but we have demons.
And so again, the word that he's using here
is
jinn, which is a lot less like eat your soul demon and more like trickster spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know that they're evil, like in canon, but that doesn't mean that that's common perception.
In this world, is gin also a form of alcohol?
Good question. It really depends on what alcohol would be around the ancient world, and I don't think gin was.
Yeah, because otherwise you'd be like, I can see that. Yes.
I have gin. I have a gin. That's really funny. Hey, Alyssa, Shanna.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome. No, you're fine. Not a problem. We're in a scene where Cyrillus, Avra's trying to get some information from Cyrillus, and Cyrillus is saying, well, you know what? I don't know anything. I'm the person that doesn't really know a lot, so...
But I have this gin, and like I can talk to it, and it can tell me stuff. So
the gin might know something.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think you like just said that to Avra, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, like, would I have the tea on me?
Do I
do it with the tea?
I think to do the weird trance, yes, because right, like your drinking skill is just like drinking a substance that would cause you to go whack and being able to control it, right? That's the whole point of drinking. So it does depend on what you're drinking. So yes, you would need to go get the tea, which you don't have on you. Ophelia obviously would, but she would probably ask you what you need. Well, would she ask you what you need it for? I don't know if she would. I feel like enough weird stuff happens in her cult that like she's just be like, yeah, sure. Yeah, you know what? I don't think it's terribly interesting to have to make you make any rolls to acquire the tea. It's probably around, you're part of Ophelia's cult. It's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to make a drinking roll to attempt to go into weird demon trance, feel free.
Perfect.
Because, you know, that's what we do here on Death and Madness.
Perfect. Okay. Let me pull it up. Come on, please work. Oh, I have to click on that person. That's why. Drinking. So I guess I went and got it. I came back.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, so you could literally just like, you know, draw the little circle, sit in the center of it, do whatever ritual thing you need to do, and then start drinking it.
Do all that.
So the question is, I don't know what ob to make this because, well, actually, you know what? You're trying to get information, so let's use the wise obs. Let's use those. Let's see what it would typically. Okay, so you're trying to find out what exactly what's your intent here? What information do you need? Like you literally just want to find out why did the king go mad?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What is that exactly? Is that uncommon knowledge, rare goods, bizarre or obscure, freaky details or specifics?
Would it? Do you know why he went mad?
Kinda. Let me check my notes. I'm pretty sure I do.
Okay.
I don't remember right now on the top of my head.
Because I feel like that would answer your question.
Yeah, I don't know why you're asking us.
That's fair. That's entirely fair. Let me double check my notes here. Yep, okay. Yep. Okay, madness. Ah, yes, I remember now. Okay. Yikes. Yeah, it's gonna be bizarre or obscure, which is an ob 7. So you're rolling 5 dice in it. Let's take a look at what possible things you could. Well, you can spend a fate point to help yourself with corruption. Get an extra die. What else? If you spent a whole bunch of time trying to do some sort of enchanting to help you with this, you could do that, but
I don't think we got time for that.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, that seems like the only thing that would help in this situation is, I mean, your drinking is open-ended, so it's technically always possible. Like, it's not right away impossible because you can always keep rolling 6s and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you want to spend a fate to help with corruption?
When does my corruption thingy, like, when do I get a new corruption
Advance?
thingy?
You're still a little bit of ways off.
Okay. I'll do that.
Well, let me double check this. I think it's when you get one of okay. Yeah. You're still a little ways off.
Okay, I'll do that.
And then this counts as as helping the actual thing being rolled. Okay, that makes sense. Sounds good. So that's going to be a challenging for your corruption, which you don't need. So this actually isn't going to further push you into corruption.
Perfect.
Because you already had a challenging, so it's not going to help or hinder anything. Sounds good. Yeah, if you want to take off your fate point at the top and put it in the little F bubble next to corruption. Because you're spending on that.
Where is there? It is.
Attributes, yeah.
So another challenging, and then put one into there. Okay.
Okay, so the last thing I'll warn you about here is because I know what this thing is and what you're doing here, right? You're opening yourself up to weird demon magic and stuff, trying to open your third eye. The failing of this roll means something bad's going to happen. There's going to be like whiplash on you, backlash rather.
Okay.
So just, be aware of that. But
I feel like Cyrillus is like stupid. He wouldn't
right. Yeah.
recognize the
It's
risk
not.
of what he's
Yeah.
about
It's
to
not
do.
even. It's not that Cyrillus is foolhardy. It's that he's just dumb.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and click on the little D6 next to drinking, and then
Mhm.
add 1 for the help, fork, and advantages,
Okay.
and then 7 for the ob when you get to it. You can also spend a persona in this if you'd like, just to get an extra die. You have 2 of them.
Ooh. Nah.
Sounds good.
Ob is 7, you said?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Let's see how I get hurt. Yeah, saw that.
Ooh. That was not a bad roll though.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you're wounded. That's why.
Too bad you didn't roll any
Mm.
6s.
Yeah. So the thing is, you still have the option to spend 1 fate and reroll 1 of those failed dice. So it's a 1 in 12 chance.
Okay.
You still have 5 fate though.
I might as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're already playing the long game with us already, so.
Do I put that fate anywhere?
Yeah, you put it in drinking.
Okay. Then what do I click?
And then right at the top, there's a little, next to where your fate is listed, there's a little D6 there as well.
Yes.
So two remaining knob,
is-
1 dice.
No.
Oh, so close. Oh, man, that's rough. Yeah, I don't think you have a call on for this, do you? No. Yeah. You have 3 call-ons, but none of them help drinking. That would be a call-on that Cyrillus should get. It's a drinking call-on. All right, yeah, you're really close. So close. And so I think what this is, Cyrillus, is you do see it, right? Your third eye is opened. You see beyond the magical web of the world into the actual truth of what made him mad, and it makes you a little mad too. Right?
Of course.
And so you forget, right? Like you don't actually learn the information.
Mhm.
And I think you gain like a trait probably, right? Like some sort of mad trait or something related to that. I don't know if it's going to be like straight up you're crazy, but like some like slight variation of that. Because I know there's one trait is bat crap crazy. That's a trait in here. There it is. But I think there's another one here that just says like, oh, is there one that's like a little bit mad? I feel like there is. We also have our favorite, abnormally long tongue. Yeah, I guess that isn't a trait. Let's look at the M's. Pretty sure there's one that just says mad. Yeah. I think you get the trait mad. So it's a character trait, so you can play to or against it. Really what this is for you is just another opportunity to play to a trait. So nothing like terribly bad happens to you, but Steerless has definitely been changed by this experience.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and
I didn't learn. I didn't
No.
like actually learn anything,
No.
right?
I mean, yeah, because you saw it and then your brain like broke, and then you forgot it, right? As a like defense mechanism.
Okay.
And so you come out of this, you're in like a cold sweat. Your demon, whose name is what's his name? Galgalus. You just hear in your I mean, you have this goat that like is around with you, and we just see the goat in like the corner of the room, like curled up, and he just looks at you like you're such an idiot. Like as you come out of this, you can just see him glaring at you. Yeah, you didn't learn anything. What do you say to Avra?
Well, I think I like come out of it, and then because I'm crazy now, I just like start giggling a little bit while I'm looking at Avra. I'm like, I don't know.
There you go. That's your answer, Avra.
I don't even know how she'd react to that.
Right, just shrug, right? Yeah, I mean, did we literally just cut from the scene there? Like, I was just like, I don't know what to do with this crazy man, and then just, Makes sense. Avra, turns out you are no more closer. You've made anyone you've ever tried to get to help with this has just failed so miserably.
Yep.
Cool. Well, let's pick up with Maya, shall we? Let's figure out what Maya's been doing. Would you read off your beliefs, instincts, and traits since you came in?
Yeah. I actually need help rewriting one of my beliefs. Just the part of it. Okay, I'll do whatever it takes to elevate my son to a place of power. I will make my position in the kingdom known to the public. More people know about that than I'd like at the moment, but that's all right.
I honestly forgot about that until right now.
My time with my sisters was stolen from me. I will meet Abra and gain her favor. So I'm still working on that. The art of the theater must be maintained and not forgotten. I will help create a play. So I need the next step for that because I've found help to create the play.
Right. I mean, it really just depends on how much creative control you want over it, right? Because we could just have him
make star. So
that's what I figured. So I would even just take off the word find. I will help create a play, I guess.
I will help create a play.
Right, because then it's basically you're going to be meeting with the dude and giving him direction and stuff, practicing, doing whatever else.
Okay. All right. Okay. If someone insults my son, I snap back at them. Never back down from a challenge. If I meet a fellow performer, I will give them my assistance. Traits are colorful, religious, intellectual, competitive, thick skin, mark of privilege, bastard, and glib.
Good. Cool. Yeah. I mean, what do you want to start with? You could have another meeting with Avra. We could. You know what? We didn't do. I realized after we finished the session, we really probably should have just ended with you talking with Gavril and like saying, "Yeah, I'll work with you." But since we didn't, let's make that more of a scene.
Okay.
This time.
Sure.
So let's start with that. So yeah, you are meeting with Gavril again after you've had an initial encounter with Avra, and you basically decided, right, like, I guess I will agree with Gavril's plan here to go all out and make sure that Ben Asher becomes the prophet king of Sinia.
Right. Well, because basically I talked to her and I was like, this woman has no clue what she's doing.
Yeah. Which is true. Not an inaccurate estimation.
It's not unfair to say that. So I'm like, okay, well, I definitely still want like a relationship with her. But yeah, I think I'm realizing that like if I want any hope for Sinia, I don't know that she's going to be. I think I have more faith in my son and the people who I'm surrounding myself with than her.
Yeah.
So, at this point.
Sorry, Evra.
So yeah, I'll just start the scene off kind of like, kind of like the same thing when I told him everything. I was just like, we're probably like sipping on tea, and I'm just like, well, I met her.
And
She was great. But this woman has no clue what she's doing. You were right.
I told you.
I just need to see it for myself. You know that.
I understand it. I would think one of these days you would just trust me with my intuition instead of having to prove it every time, but maybe we're not there yet. That's fine. Serious. Or tea.
Maya just kind of like does like a half smirk because she like knows that like that's like he's being dead serious, but at the same time that's also his way of like being cheeky.
Mm-hmm.
She's just like, maybe I'll get there one day, but I'm just not as smart as you, so
Maybe you will get there one day. Yes.
Maybe. Well, so I found somebody to write the play. Now we have to, do it tastefully and make sure that the message is loud and clear.
One thing that I've come to the conclusion of, we need to make... I'm trying to think of... So what I was trying to figure this out while you're talking, but I couldn't in time. So I'm trying to think of something that he would basically insist you do now as part of that, like, you have agreed with me thing, as part of like the first test of, Maya's actual commitment to it, right?
Okay.
And I'm trying to think of what that would be, because the plan, right, is make a play, and then everybody else is doing the stuff behind the scenes, and the play will reflect what is going to be happening in the future. Yes. Okay, I have an idea. So he says, I gotta come up with a name for this. Give me half a moment. I've been reading a history of the Roman Republic recently, and I just got an idea based off that. I think this might be interesting. He says, have you heard of the Irida, Maya? And yeah, like,
no.
I feel like it would be common enough. So the Irida is like a book of prophecy, that the city of Sinia holds dear, right? So it's ancient. It was supposedly given to the first prophet king of Sinia. There's this little story about how a crone, like some sort of old woman, came to the first prophet king as he was like setting up his government and offered him a set of 9 books. And he was like, these books don't look like, I don't care about you or your books, like, go away. And then she went out into the public square and burned 3 of the books. And then she came back and offered him the 6 remaining books, and for like the same price. And he was like slightly hesitant, but he still refused. And then she burned 3 more of the books. And when she came back with this final set of 3, he was like scared that he was missing out on something really important, and finally bought the 3 books from her at the same price that the 9 books were originally going to be. And when he opened them up, he realized that they were like books of prophecy. And then the woman like disappeared and was never seen from again. Nobody knows who she was, but the woman and the books are collectively called the Irida. It's basically, it was like scary prophecies about like the future of Sinia and various things that people have tried to interpret over the years. And he's like, he says, after you would say like, yeah, of course I've heard of the Irida. He says, currently Ophelia's cult has possession of it, and I imagine they're pouring through it and trying to find a way to put themselves in it, probably. I don't know. But you now have a connection through Avra. And I want you to push that connection. There are several steps to this, but I think what we need to do is we need to get a hold of the Irida. Only the Prophet Kings have had it over the years, and only they have been allowed to interpret it. Now Ophelia has it. But if we were able to even glance at the pages, we might be able to put even more faith in this king from across the sea.
So you want me to get a hold of these 3 ancient books that only the kings have been able to look at, and you think I might be able to accomplish that because I have a loosely based connection with Avra now?
I think that Avra knows someone who could do it, and I think you could sway Avra. So yes.
It's quite the task.
It's quite the mission you've set out before me.
Well, yeah, I think if she thinks about it, she's like, this is just like I like the idea.
Mm-hmm.
She's just like, you know what? Fine. I'll do it. Because she never backs down from a challenge.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Of course, right?
He's like, I'm not expecting you to do this overnight, Maya. This will be a process, but I want you to keep it in the back of your mind. The key to these people's hearts is the thing that has kept Sinia going for as long as it's been alive, and that is the prophet part of the Prophet King. He has been the one who is allowed to interpret the Irida. And we need to make sure that Ben Asher, at the very least, knows of its existence, knows some of its pages even. But even better, if we can find a prophecy that perfectly fits our situation, and we can show the public that. And then he just nods.
She's like, I understand. I will work on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's, I think, did you have a belief about this before?
About...
Because I seem to remember at the end of, I will take my position, I will do whatever it takes to elevate my son to a place of power. I feel like there was something... in the Artha, giving out of Artha last time where I didn't give you Artha because you hadn't actually made the decision yet.
Right.
But I guess we'll get to that at the end. But make sure I remember this, that you have now done the thing. You have now committed.
I have committed to making my son the king.
Yeah. So you should probably just change that belief now, though, to be more specific, right?
Yeah.
I will do whatever it takes to elevate my son to the position of Prophet King, right?
Yeah. To the place of Prophet King. Yeah.
Yeah.
So first, I guess to do that, I really got to work on making Avra really like me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is that where you would go next?
Probably, because I would either work on making Avra like me, or because we have the venue, for the play. It's not a question of that.
Gavril has given you the funds to make sure you'll have that. Yes.
Okay, so I could also practice.
Yes, I think he said too he was gonna hire spend the money to set up something actually in the palace itself. That was what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna turn the main ballroom or something.
Yep, into some extensive stage performance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you could.
I could either practice, or
I
could talk to Avra. Let's talk to Avra, I guess.
Yeah. No, I think I like that because then I'll lore dragon another player and maybe get 2 things started. Yeah. So is this Maya just before you were hey, teach me about bird stuff?
I think we both have established though that it's not about
that. Yeah.
Not about that.
I think so. Too,
I just I said, I just want friends. She's like, okay, I guess. I don't really have time for this, but sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, what would this look like for both of you, right? Alyssa and Carly, what sort of situation would Maya try to set up? And then what sort of situation would Avra be okay with being set up, right? Like what times of day, what situations would Avra be like, okay, I can take away time to do this?
I mean, if she made it clear that it was something like serious that has some sort of interest for Avra, like
Well,
that's true. Honestly,
because I did say I would help you
right.
Plan a wedding.
Oh yeah.
So I'm
Right.
like, if like I can help you write a letter, because maybe like after a meeting I was like, okay, your fiance is gone, but like let's get on this, right? Like, and I'll help you. I'll help you like figure out like how to like convince him this is a good idea.
Did Avra spell it out to you explicitly? What was going on?
Pretty
there?
much did.
Okay, just making sure. I couldn't remember.
I just feel like Avra, like she would obviously take that thought and run with it, but I don't think she would like explicitly ask
for help.
Yeah.
Maya would push for help on you, though. She'd be like, look, I'll help you. Now, whether you want that or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that would hinder your efforts to get in touch with her more than anything. Because she'd just be like, okay, no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need that.
Okay. So I don't know, Carly, you tell me, like, what would, like, I was just thinking like an afternoon tea where we just are talking, but if you don't feel like your character would do that.
Yeah, it really depends on what Avra would take time away from to do.
Yeah. I mean, what are you legitimately wanting to meet with her for? I think I missed that.
Just ingratiate herself to you, right?
Right.
Like get on your good side. That's what Maya wants to do. I mean, you've also, Avra, hit the bottom of the barrel here, trying to find out stuff about your dad. You could literally just be like, if Maya like sent you a letter and was like, hey, just a reminder, I'm here to help with whatever you need. And maybe Avra's like, I don't know, maybe this random girl will be able to help me. I haven't had any luck.
I don't know. I feel like she'd have to make a roll to successfully set something up.
Okay, can this be like me getting like part of your favor? Like if I can successfully set up another meeting with you?
That's what I think is happening here. So I mean, it could be as simple as a circles roll if you want to do that. That almost sounds like what's happening. Otherwise, you could do like an etiquette roll to like set up a situation where she's required to like do something with you because of propriety's sake. You could try to lie or persuade to her about something.
Well, I think probably what I would do is I would just like, I would send her, but then I worry that that's a right roll. I want to get persuasion. That's what I'm trying to do. I would tell her something like, like.
Well, so if you're part of the bird club, right? There has to be a better name for that.
Bird club.
Did we actually name that at all?
Or make up an official name.
What do you have for the affiliation? Women's Falconry Club. That's better, at least. The Noble Ladies High Society and Embroidery Club. Yeah. Maya is a part of that now, or like asked to be a part of it as the pretense of this. So at the very least, she's going to be around that. And if Avra is in any way keeping that up, even just for appearance's sake, then Maya can just
then I can just like
take you can just be there, right? Yeah, just have a conversation with her quick, right?
Yeah, I think I would just like maybe after this club thing, I would just like go up to her and just be like, hey, I really appreciate you, talking to me the other day, and just wanted to remind you that I know I'm technically a common woman, but if you do need help with anything, wedding planning or whatever, I'm happy to help. And then she kind of like, like nods to like your bird and then like kind of starts to like walk away.
As a little bit of like intrigue. Oh. Are you sure? Do you need help with anything? now's your chance to ask. Yeah, that sounds like persuasion.
Well, she's also trying to be like aloof too.
Yeah.
Like, if you need help with anything, and she like starts to like kind of walk away, just
exactly.
like, you know, I don't know.
Mhm,
Okay. Can I roll persuasion and like etiquette?
I don't know if anything that you said or did there is particularly like etiquette would help you in this situation,
So
sort of
just
thing.
persuasion. Okay.
I think so.
Could I do family wise?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, great. Oh, what's
Yeah, be your will. Let's look at.
isn't
what's
her
Evra's
like a
will.
5?
I think it is. Yeah, it
Oof.
is.
That's this is gonna be a hard roll. Dang.
I think so. Yeah.
Man, I should have done more.
You can still try to add some forks in.
I know. Oh, what'd I do?
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't know what I just did. Did something on my sheet.
Oh, interesting. I don't
Oh.
even know what that does.
I have no idea.
Weird thing on the side. Huh.
Huh.
Oh, that's interesting. You can actually so you can group skills if you want to by just like
Oh.
making a blank one, doing that, and then that's interesting.
That's weird. Hmm.
I feel like what you did there was pretty nice and like flattering.
Mhm.
So you could probably fork in soothing platitudes.
Okay.
I think that's fine.
Well, I'll just do that then. I don't know that I did anything else to.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's sub 5.
Mhm.
Oh my
that was
gosh! Wow!
really bad.
Wow! She hates me now.
Well, mark that difficult persuasion test.
Holy cow! Wow! I felt so hard.
So, Avra, why do you just not care about what Maya's saying right now?
Because she's just like, oh, she's just like.
I really am useless.
Now. I mean, she's just like, she has more important things on her mind than, like, at this moment, like wedding planning or anything like that. And so she basically, as a player, I'm like, well, I don't think she's going to be convinced to spend a whole lot of time with your character unless roll 20s being annoying. Unless she just like outright says, I'm your sister. We have important things that I could talk to you about, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, and Maya might end up coming to that realization.
Right.
Yeah.
That's kind of why, Abra as a character is like, this person is, nice.
Completely irrelevant to anything I'm doing, yeah.
But just she has more important things to think about. And
she's like, plan a wedding. Listen, girl, I just made someone go insane by doing a gin trance.
I got attacked by a zombie.
Right. It's just like this woman, like, it's just like not, No, and she may come to that realization, but right now,
you're going to hit your head against the wall a first couple times.
I'm going to be being so nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying, but she just hates me, or she just like has no interest.
Yeah.
And like,
yep.
Darn.
Well, cool. I mean, Maya just, I guess, walks away and then looks back and Avra's already talking to someone else. And you're like,
I'm like, she's just like, no, she was supposed to.
It also probably in this moment has a lot to do with, there's a bunch of other people here too that,
you're in charge.
I have things to keep up with here with like certain relationships that I've already established, that kind of thing.
And by the time you would even think about Maya's like offer, it's already like late into the night and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't care. Cool.
Darn.
Well, Maya will get there. She'll get there. She may have to.
She's gonna be like, honey, what do I do?
Help.
You know her. What should I say?
Cool. So let's pop over to Cyrillus, shall we? Cyrillus, your undead cousin attacked you. And
Yes.
you wanted to figure out why the heck that happened.
Mhm.
How would you like to go about doing that?
I guess I would bother Ophelia first.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so we see Ophelia in like the royal garden where she usually hangs out these days in her weird like meditation pose, eyes bleeding and sightless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as you approach, even before you get anywhere near her, she says, "Yes, Cyrillus, you're bothering me again."
You're like, yes, ma'am, I am. So why is the person I killed? Why was he like trying to kill me? Like he should be dead, right? Like I don't get that. Do you know that? And I don't know exactly how I'm being crazy here, but I think she can also tell that I'm like a little wild, more wild than usual. It's
Yeah.
because I'm mad now.
You are
So-
mad now. It's true. Yeah, good question. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and make a roll for Ophelia just to see what she knows about this sort of stuff. Let's have her make a God's Wise roll. And have it be cult doctrine, demonology, heretical doctrine. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, well, she doesn't know, apparently. I think she has a call on for this. So, yeah, I guess she just says, I assume that the god of death raised him for some purpose. You would do well to seek his favor and find out what he wants from you. Probably a message. But she's saying that just like completely out of her butt, like she doesn't know.
Right. But I'll like take her seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, the god of death. Seek the god of death's favor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That sounds scary.
She just like
okay. Well, thank
Cyrillus, we live in a world of horror.
you know what? Fair point. Thanks. I guess. Bye.
And so for your knowledge, Seraphim is the name of the god of death. And it's spelled like this. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong.
Okay.
Seraphim. Yeah, let's say Seraphim. It's not Seraphim. It's not like angel time.
Yeah, do that.
Seraphim.
Right. I was like, okay. So then I think I can tell like Ophelia's not going to tell me anything else.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to ask her. So I have to figure out how to go about getting into contact with Seraphim.
So, I mean, the two main things that you could do is go into another drug-induced trance, or you could go to the temple, talk to the cultists.
I'll go to the temple first.
Sure, yeah. Sounds good. So, you show up. I mean, this is the first time we've been there. Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, it's the whatever temple of probably Aratos was near the palace. Because the temple of Pyrrhus was like near the water, because that's like where they're supposed to be built. I think they renovated. That's what I'm trying to say. Renovated the Temple of Aratos to be the new like dead god cult temple. And so you can see iconography of like kings and fertility and war and other stuff like that. That's been covered up by like various creepy stuff now. Lots of like weird charms and trinkets and fetishes and stuff that have been hanged up various places. It's very dark in here. I think they've like covered all the windows, so no light comes in anymore. But they have torches obviously inside, and like a blazing bonfire. I think probably in the center of like the main sanctuary. And you see various like nobles and other people like coming in to like either talk to a priest to get an augury about something, or going into one of the back rooms to have sex with a temple prostitute, because that's what they do here. But you could get in line, or you could just like march up and say, "Hey, I'm the queen's consort. Let's talk."
I think I march up and like bust in and be like, "Hello!" Like I'm yelling, "Hello! I am trying to find how I can talk to the god of death, cause I fought a dead person. Who can help me?"
Well, okay. That's a rumor it's going to be going around apparently. But yeah, I guess, let's see, who would come up to you? Let's say Althea comes up to you. Good old Althea. Yeah, she has her like red salamander across her shoulders. And she comes over to you. She's wearing like the new priestess robes, whatever they wear. Dark robes of all one sort or another. And she walks up to you with like a beatific smile, and she says, "Dear Queen's consort." She'd probably just say dear consort. It is good of you to enter the holy place. What can I help you with? And she's like pregnant, like big preggers right now.
You're like, yeah. So, my cousin, I don't think you ever met him. My cousin, who's like dead.
Are you still saying this like
he apparently
outside voice?
Like, yeah, I'm like not yelling, but I'm being very loud because I'm insane. Yeah, so my cousin, like, I don't know, came back to life or something, tried to kill me. Then I talked to Ophelia, she said maybe the god of death would know how that happened. So
Certainly.
If you could, like, help me out, please.
Certainly. And so I guess, let's see, they would probably just get some people together and pray. And like to get you an answer, I guess. Because like again, you're the consort. No one's gonna like deny you here. So let's make the roll, shall we? Let's figure out what we got at our disposal. I'll go ahead and give her a faith in dead gods attribute now. All right. Okay, so they're going to try to give you information. So like, Seraphim, why did you make a dead person come to life? What's up with that? That's basically the intent here. Well, let's find obs. Okay, so do you want them to try guidance? Like, point me in the right direction? Or do you want them to try inspiration? Like, just give me the answer? One is obviously harder than the other.
Do guidance, I guess.
Yeah. So have a direction in which to go. Sounds good. Let's do it. Another failure. All right. We're literally all failures so far today. Cool. So she fails that roll. And so I guess that means that the gods give you a wrong answer. Because apparently they're messing with you today. Let's see. What would be a fun wrong direction to send Cyrillus in here? Okay, this is the answer that they get back. So Althea, her eyes go white and or black probably, and she like speaks to you in the voice of the gods, like as there's like various priestesses around her, like holding hands and stuff. And she says, Cyrillus, servant of the dead gods, seek the Kyrides. They are known for their necromantic arts. Yeah, and then she like, ugh.
That's where Titan and Alpheus are going, right?
Yes. Well, that's where they are. They're in the Kyrides quarter right now, which is the first place you'd head. Yeah.
Okay.
So
but
basically,
they're going to travel there, right?
Basically, the implication they're giving is like the Kyrides have been known to dabble in necromancy in the past, so you might find some necromancers over there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
okay.
I mean, yeah, Cyrillus wouldn't like automatically be like, I guess I got to go to Kyrides, but he would probably go to the Kyrides quarter at least.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I'll be like, well, thank you, bye. And then I just leave.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then we get
go to the quarter.
Yeah, we get a short snippet of like just a word from one of the priestesses, and it just says, I thought it was the Setkests that were involved in necromancy. And then the priestess nods. Yes, that's what I thought too. To the words of the gods.
Don't question the gods.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, that's probably what Althea does. She says, do not question the gods, and then slaps her across the face. And this is probably like an educated noble woman who's joined the priesthood, right? And she obviously knows what she's talking about, but like, yeah. Cool, yeah. So Cyrillus goes off to the Kyrides quarter. And I guess circles roll probably, right? You're probably gonna like just try to find a necromancer maybe? Or like someone who knows about necromancy. So that's gonna go well, I'm sure. Sound like it's gonna be another failure. I very much doubt that.
Right.
So given what your disposition in the temple was, I assume you're literally just like walking through the Kyrides quarter yelling at people to tell you what you want to know.
Oh yeah. I'm like, hello. Are there
this
any
worked so well the last time.
Exactly. Yeah. Right, exactly right. This is exactly what Alpheus did last time. Circles is an attribute. So it should be,
it
should be right there next to corruption. Well, so the kind of who is exactly the kind of person you want to find? Like, do you want to find just legit find a necromancer, or it's just someone who would know about necromancy, or know a necromancer, or know a direction in which to go? How specific are we getting here?
Probably a direction.
Got it. So
just a sort of direction that they can take me.
So this is going to be an ob 5. But to be honest, the kind of person you're looking for with this, you're definitely going to get both your reputation and your affiliation, I think, to this.
Right. So that would be 2.
So it's going to be 3 altogether. Because 2 dice for the Cult of Dead Gods and 1 dice for the Queen's Consort. So yeah, 3 extra, 3 advantage die.
So 3 for advantages.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
All 5. You can always spend fate to get some more on corruption. To add another helping dice if you'd like.
I already submitted.
Oh, got it.
There it is.
Hey, another failure. Okay, so you did get a 6, so you could spend 1 or 2 fate if you'd like to.
Sure.
You want to spend 2? Because you got a 6 there, so you could spend 2 and reroll 1 failed and 1 and a 6.
Okay, I'll spend 2.
Do it. Remaining op 3.
3.
Yeah.
being slow. Come on.
Ooh, yikes. Yep. No cigar. This entire session is just going to be failure after failure after failure, isn't it? Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cyrillus. I mean, let's be real. If Cyrillus is wandering through the district here, screaming about necromancers, there are several people who could capitalize on that. One of them being Titan. Thing is, I don't know if Titan.
Mhm.
I don't know. It just depends on what Titan's plan with that would be. You're also
Right.
diseased. I don't know if he wants to touch you or have any of his men touch you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to think, like, what would be the most... I don't think it's interesting for him to just not find anyone, especially because he's being so blatantly obvious with everything he's doing. Someone
Right.
comes and interrupts this, or, like, pretends to be someone. I'm just trying to figure out if it would be Titan or if it would be someone else.
Well, here you've got the Queen's consort.
That's true. That's entirely
Like,
fair.
I'm just saying, like, I could see a scenario where, like, one of Titan's, like, Goonies or something like that says, like, you know, we know somebody in Kyrides. If you come with us, we're leaving tonight. And then, like, take him hostage, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, we could have Cyrillus go on this adventure with Alpheus.
Yes, right? I don't know.
Right? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Actually, Seth, you tell me, what's more, where do you want Cyrillus to go? Would you rather have something like some creepy dude like try to take advantage of you in terms of like, you know, trying to, I don't know, steal your money or I don't know, do something like that, like just as a normal person? Or does Titan show up and drag you into what's happening with Alpheus?
I don't really care either way. I'm fine with whatever.
Yeah. Well, let's go with it then. Let's have obviously you might not be captured. So let's do this. So
Right.
a person who is disguised as a crotchety old man comes up to you like from the mouth of an alley and just says,
Mhm.
You over there.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you.
hi.
What? I hear you're looking for a necromancer.
Yes, sir.
Well, I happen to know one of those. And if you'll follow me, I may be able to take you to them for a price, of course.
Okay. Well, I've got the coin, so you know. Come on, take me where you gotta take me.
Cyrillus. So literally you just like follow this guy wherever?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So we see Cyrillus get taken into a, you know, like little shack in the middle of the Coyotes quarter
Mhm.
here. And I think we see I'm trying not to make it an exact replica of the scene that we got with Alpheus. So I think they know, well, you are covered in bandages, so I guess, oh, you know what it is? I think this is what happens. A person in the rafters of this like building that you guys enter, and he says like, this, come in this way, here,
Mhm.
go ahead of me. He's in the door to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so we see Cyrillus like start in, and then someone from the rafters like drops a net on you, I think. Right? Like a weighted net to just like pin you to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to make a speed test, I guess, to get out of the way? It's probably what you're doing.
Okay.
To like dodge it.
Do I get any help for that?
Actually, you know what you should do first? You should make an observation test against this dude's stealthy.
Oh, yeah.
To see if you notice it in time.
Is that perception?
Yeah, it's in the being learned there though, so you should be able to. So that first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So your ob is going to be 4, but we put in 2 and it will automatically double to 4.
Okay. Do I get any? I don't get any help for that, do I?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. You said ob is 4?
Yeah.
Or you say put it in?
Or put it in as 2, yeah.
Okay, got it.
Oh, yikes. Oh, yeah, you had a wound too, so you're only rolling 2 dice. All right, good. We continue the failure cascade. You can mark that difficult on your perception. Oh, it's upgrade your perception. Congratulations. You now have a 4.
Oh.
Cyrillus, through this experience, Cyrillus got a little bit smarter.
We love that.
Mm-hmm.
Do I erase the difficult? Okay.
Yeah, I already did it, yeah.
Okay.
Cool stuff. So I think at this point you don't notice it in time. So it does it just falls on you, right? So waiting that falls on you, you're pinned underneath it. You can try to get out of it, like, do a power test to lift it off you before the men come and pin you down even further, sort of a thing. So yeah, if you want to make a power test, we'll do that.
Okay. Do I get help with that?
No. Yeah. So you're rolling against up 2. They actually rolled really badly, so.
Oh.
Very swingy. 2 6s and 4 1s. There you go.
Got it. First success.
And Ty goes to the defender, so you are good there. So you managed to push it off, and you're now surrounded by 4 dudes. The guy who was pretending to be an old man has taken off his cloak and unhunched himself, and now they all have knives and stuff, and they're surrounding you. And one of them says, "You're the Queen's consort, aren't you? You'll make a pretty price." Yeah. Do you say anything, or do you just attack?
I feel like necromancer. I would be like, necromancers probably aren't into ransoms and more into dead people. So I think I got bamboozled, and then I would attack.
Sounds good. All right. So their roll is going to be Ob 3 is what you're against. But I assume you're using your spear then. Sounds good. Yeah. You can fork and brawling.
Okay. Yes. Come on.
Hey! The streak has been broken. Well, I guess you broke it before when you tied, but yeah. Very good, very good. Difficult test on that spear. But I guess you didn't need that. You just need routines now, but cool stuff. So Cyrillus, up to you, right? What do you do to these guys? Do you murder all of them here?
Given that I'm mad,
crazy, yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think we see the same sort of madness that the king had, right? Take over, and you just go into a bloodlust, and you just end up you kind of black out for a second. Your vision goes red, and then when you wake up, your spear is broken, and you have the haft of it, or just the tip of it, with a little bit of wood, and you're stabbing it over and over and over again into a guy's eye socket. and then you like come to yourself and you're like, oh, and you look around and there's like someone who's like disemboweled, another guy that's like pinned with a knife through the throat into a board, like a pillar or whatever, this wood frame. Yeah, it's bad.
I look around and I say, I guess that was a dead end.
Ba-doom. I love that. Like, you had the same thing that happened to Alfie has happened to you, and Cyrillus just murders everyone. Sounds good. So is this Cyrillus? I mean, what does Cyrillus do next?
Hey, maybe madness counteracts my unluckiness.
Well, maybe this is a turn in the tides for Cyrillus. Yeah. So I mean, do you just like go out and keep yelling for a necromancer, or do you like go back, or do something else? Like, what do you think?
Good question. What would stupid Cyrillus, who is also now crazy, do? I feel like he would realize now that maybe that approach didn't work like I thought it would. So,
So you know what? I think based on how circles rolls typically go, I think, you know, it's like if I it's either you just fail and can't find someone, or you succeed but it's someone who, you know, like would be, there's like an obstacle in the way or whatever. And I think we'll say that basically the obstacle was you have to fight off these people. But I think what happens is Cyrillus like turns around and someone is standing in the threshold of the building, like the doorway, and is like, you know, looking at everything. The person looks Sinian. You're not sure. The differences aren't immediately obvious between Sinian and Coyotes. Mainly how they dress, I guess. But this person is standing in the door, and he says, "How interesting." This guy is like wiry, thin, sort of angular faced. And he just like looks around at your cartage and just says, "How interesting. I didn't realize there was another one." He looks up at you and like meets your eyes.
Oh, another one what?
Who has opened the cracks, seen the world's soul.
Oh, I don't really know how I've seen that because I didn't know that was a thing. But nice to meet you.
You are looking for an answer to your question. How could the dead rise again? I know the answer. If you wish.
Yes. Wonderful. Please tell me.
I am part of an organization that seeks to enlighten the world, that seeks to bring everyone to a knowledge of this. Well, some would call it madness, wouldn't they? I see it as truth. Once you see the way the world really works, you can't go back. The king went mad, Cyrillus, because he saw the truth. The truth that the things we call gods are merely actors. Actors in a cosmic dance. One where we are all puppets. I don't like my strings being pulled, do you?
No, because I'm ugly under these bandages, so I'd rather them not get pulled off. I don't really know what you said. Like, I did not understand what you said, but Anyways, it sounds like you know what you're talking about. So sounds great. How can you help me?
I can help you by showing you the truth, Cyrillus. The truth that your mind couldn't handle before. I can show you it. We can show you it. As long as you come with me and partake in a ritual of sorts.
Perfect. I've done plenty of those. Let's show me the truth.
And so Mad Cyrillus gets brought, I think, to some creepy dark cellar somewhere in the Kyrides Quarter. And by the way, I think as an audience, we've now come to recognize this person that you were talking to. We've seen them once before on Death and Madness, and it was during the side story that we did in Carusia. This is one of the barber assassins. And I don't think if there was an actual like name for the organization yet. But we've recognized this guy.
Okay.
And he brings you down into this dark cellar. There are several people. There is a indiscernible carcass roasting on a spit in the middle of like this fire. And you can see that people are like carving off hunks of it and putting it on their plates and like eating, partaking. And he basically just like points at it and says, Cyrillus, the thing that will increase the cracks, that will widen your mind to be able to open yourself to the truth is here. Partake of the body and the blood. And we will know God.
Yes. This looks absolutely dreadful, horrific, disgusting. Perfect. Give me a slice.
So,
and this is what I think it is, right?
Yes, it is what you think it is, Seth. You're eating human flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. And anyone who's watched Death and Madness will know yes, there is a you're entering a world of cannibals.
Hey, is he gonna get any traits from this? Is he gonna get any blood out of this?
I'm gonna have him make a drinking roll for sure, right? And I think it's part of it, right? Like he's eating the meat, but I think they literally do have like human blood in cups that they're like having you drink too. And Cyrillus can for sure like get a trait from that if he wants.
Dude, Cyrillus just needed to come here to get his hookup for blood.
Yeah, of cannibal vampires, you know. Let's see. I'm gonna look at a note real quick.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think Cyrillus, make a perception test for me. There's something you might notice about this ritual.
Okay. I don't get any help, right?
No.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be an ob 2.
Okay.
You got a 6. You spend 1 or 2 fate if you like.
I'll spend 1.
Sounds good. 1 remaining knob and 1 die.
Okay.
Yikes. Yeah, so we don't, you don't see this, Cyrillus, but we see that someone in like the back of the shot is crushing up black orchids and using them as like part of whatever's going on here. So like, it's not just like the human meat and blood itself that's doing weird things to people. It's like they're also obviously using black orchid stuff. But for whatever reason, eating human flesh, I mean, it's an actual scientific thing that like eating human flesh actually makes people crazy.
Right.
So they're using both of the black orchid and the fact that this is already maddening to like increase the madness going on here. Yeah. So a couple things happen. Cyrillus, you can certainly try to make a drinking test to, you know what? I think there's two different things. So you're going to make a drinking test to control this, right? Like you would normally do, right? You are ingesting a substance that could just like control you,
Okay.
but you also have the ability to control it. So if you make the good roll, you can do that. I think the Abba is going to be probably an opposed against the person who's like preparing this concoction. And so your Abba is going to be 5. And if you succeed on this roll, then you can also make another drinking test to extract a trait if you'd like from the blood.
Okay. Do I get help? Like, would Iron Stomach help me here?
No, again, Iron's, you know what? I need to look at Iron Stomach. I feel like that would come into play at some point in here. Let's look. Because it's like for fort. Oh, I guess. Oh, wait a second. I think drinking is based on fort. Call on for fort tests against illness or poison. This character can eat nearly anything and not get sick, even while enduring stomach churning gross out jokes. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is more like a spiritual thing that's happening here, right? You have Iron Stomach against like legitimate being poisoned or getting sick from something, not like having weird spiritual mumbo jumbo happen to you.
Okay.
So I don't think you could definitely get one. A trait like that in the future, but
okay. So base 5.
I think so. Yes.
Okay. Nope.
All right, you got a 6, so you can spend 2 fate if you'd like.
I only got 1.
Yeah. You can spend 1 if you'd like.
Nah.
Sounds good. You can mark that challenging. I don't think you need it though. Yeah, you need routines. Cyrillus needs to stop drinking really intense crap and just, go on a regular drinking binge. Cool. So basically, yes, you get changed by this, Cyrillus. You become inducted into the weird barber assassin cannibal cult. And you definitely open your brain to the psychic maelstrom, as it were, and learn something pretty terrifying. Let's see. I feel like there's another trait that maybe you get. Oh, there's the possessed trait. But there's not really a demon involved here. Oh, I forgot. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Cyrillus, you open a new attribute. So the barber assassins have a brand of corruption that is even more destructive. then what's going on with Ophelia? You gain the attribute hatred. The emotional attribute hatred. Yeah. So the way this is so good. So normally in the Burning Will rules, this is orcs get this. So like legit like Tolkien-esque orcs, like the evil orcs. And but yeah, we're gonna give you hatred. Oh, that's so funny. You can make hatred even better by making it into void embrace. We'll get there.
Void embrace?
Yeah, apparently there's an upgrade you can get to hatred and make it into void embrace instead. Orcs are wild, man. All right, starting hatred questions. You start at B0. Has the character ever been horribly wounded? I think so, right? Like in the game, I think you have.
I think I almost died.
You
right?
died.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did die.
Yeah, you actually died. Yeah. Okay, so that's out of 1. Have you ever been tortured? I don't think you have. I don't think you've been tortured. I don't think so. No, I think we just he's got him wounded, but I don't think anyone's like tortured him. Have you ever been a slave to another?
No.
Have you ever killed your superior or parents? I don't think so.
Does killing my cousin?
No, he wasn't your superior, yeah.
No.
Or your parents. It has more to do with like authority than anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Your will exponent is 2 or high, or no. Yeah, you don't get one for that. You get one for because your character's steel is 5 or higher. Yeah, so your starting hatred is 2. You have a 2 in hatred to begin with here.
Okay.
So, hatred, you can open skills, new skills with hatred now. There are certain skills like Bastions of Hatred, Brazen Horn of Despair, Brutal Intimidation, Poisonous Platitudes, Tree Pulling, and Torture that can have hatred as the root. Let's see. Tortured and maligned, you learn to hate. Hate the world, hate your enemies, hate yourself. A boiling, surging emotion dwells within you. It governs your life, your society, and your fate. This hate knows no reservation. It is heaped on enemy and kin alike. Yeah, this is basically your madness before was just kind of like brazen bravado or whatever, and now it gets turned into just abject hatred for everything and everyone.
I love that my character has just completely changed twice this session.
Yep. This is what happens when you delve into the secrets of the world. Let's see. You don't have any traits that would give you more hatred yet. Okay, so obstacle 1 hatred is like witnessing murder, eating the dead, traveling through the woods, lying, cheating, stealing. Ob 2 is being whipped, having your possessions stolen, being convinced to do something you don't want to do, falling ill, witnessing genuine laughter or personal beauty. So, when you witness genuine laughter or personal beauty, you have to take a hatred test. Yeah, so like it just ramps up from there. Like, yeah. Doing bad things and seeing good things will increase your hatred. Yes, also, hatred is a powerful emotion. Once per session, the player may test your hatred in place of any stat or skill, so long as the intent of the test involves destruction, corruption, or cowardice. Hatred is open-ended. This test counts toward hatred for advancement. Yeah, so similar like to corruption, you can like do things with it. And then...
But hatred won't kill me, will it?
If an orc's hatred... So, normally this is orcs. If your hatred should ever reach exponent 10, you snap. You either commit suicide in an orgy of bloodletting or retreat into catatonia. everyone has their limits. Yeah.
So I can. Okay, it will kill you.
A character with exponent 10 hatred is no longer playable as a character. Yeah, so you'll either go into a coma or kill yourself because you just hate the world and hate everything.
Love that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Death unto madness indeed, folks. Well, cool. So Cyrillus has joined the evil hatred cult. So you thought Ophelia's cult was bad. I've known about this cult for a little while, and yeah, they're even worse. So let's do this, shall we? Let's go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we'll figure out what Maya and Ever have been doing while Cyrillus has been joining a cannibal cult. So I'm Maria's gonna love this when I tell her what has been happening. All right, stick around. We get more Death and Madness to come right after this.